Hello YouTube. I know that I said I would be making some more videos, but since my last one, my girlfriend ended up in the hospital for a little while. She's fine now. And I changed jobs to a much better job than the one I was in. The last job, I ended up just totally bored all of the time because the stuff that they hired me for just never materialized. So, unfortunately, I spent the last 11 months just sort of twiddling my thumbs doing really easy stuff. And this job came along, and it's great, and it's working in another technology that I love doing. The people mostly seem really awesome, and the benefit is that after about 6 weeks or so, I will get to telecommute all the time, all but, say, once every other week or something like that. And what's nice about that is that I don't have to worry about, managing my gender presentation in the workplace. But speaking of gender presentation, I tried recording this video earlier before my brother showed up, but he showed up as I was recording it, so then we had to change the wheel bearing on my girlfriend's car, and that took a long time, because all automotive work takes a long time for me. And now I'm supposed to be getting ready for a family party. But I really wanted to record a video. The only way I could justify doing that is if I get ready while I am doing that. My aunt and uncle recently got married, and so this is their party reception for it. And this is about the most femme I've ever looked for a family event. But I think it's okay. I'm going to sort of go out on a limb. But the subject of the video is actually something sort of related. Page on bygender.net on the forums. So if you go to forum.bygender.net and create a user ID, you'll get into the forums. If you just go to bygender.net, then you'll get to the journal site, and you'll have to create, and if you create a journal there using invite code TUBINU, all one word, all lowercase, you can create a journal, but they have different login codes. So if you go to forum.bygender.net and log in, there is a topic called oh dear. I just had it. Describe what it feels like to flip. So one of the unique things about being bigender is that we don't just have one gender identity, or our gender identity doesn't come in the form of just male or just female like monogendered people do. Monogendered people being cisgendered folks, or transsexuals who have a single gender identity. So they're either men or they're women, or andro or something in between, but it's a single identity. Bigender people, or polygender people, however you want to phrase it, switch. So the gender identity switches back and forth. And for some people, well, I thought it was a really cool topic, but I thought it would be a cool topic for a video. So I don't know how it is for everybody else, but I know that for me, it's actually a well-timed question because I'm sort of in the middle of one right now. For the last, sorry, this is going to be really interesting, I think. For the last, I'll try to do this backwards. For the last little while, I have been very much in boy mode, and it's been sort of weird, like, interacting online, I'm always Brin, and so, my gender identity is such that I don't always know exactly what gender I'm identifying as. It's more a matter of whether or not, I can't do this, whether or not it's comfortable for me to present one way or the other and have people treat me. I'm going to have to do eyeliner later. It's really hard. And have people treat me, you know, as male or female, or whether it's sort of worth the effort to go through the gender presentation. So, like, you know, for presenting male, do I really want to force a deep voice, or, which frankly I don't, but, or stand a certain way, move a certain way, speak a certain way. Okay, I find the mascara a lot easier to do than the eyeliner. You know, and interact with the world in a very particular way. When it, you know, even as far as like clothes and such, for the last while, I've been very much, you know, in boy mode, and I've not wanted to, you know, go to the effort of like putting on a you know, cute shirt or any makeup, or I haven't painted my toenails in just ages, and it sort of has the last pedicure on there, and they look like hell. You know, I've been very comfortable with people seeing me as Paul and interacting with me as Paul, and the idea of putting forth the effort to present female and get read that way, or increase the likelihood of getting read that way, because it always sort of happens anyway, has just seemed tiring. Like, the idea of it is just sort of exhausting. And I'm starting finally to come back around where the idea of not doing that stuff is uncomfortable. Like, you know, if I'm gonna choose to go out casually, like outside of work, obviously, and I need to present a certain way, I'm gonna probably, at this point, I'm gonna put the effort forth to present female, because I'm starting to swing back that way. But for me, my switches aren't rapid, and they don't happen often, and I'll go through, you know, fairly extended boy phases and girl phases. The irony is that I had gone off hormones the first month of the year, so I didn't take any hormones in January, and I was, you know, just taking, I was just producing boy hormones, my body. And I wasn't necessarily in boy mode, and then that experiment ended. I really wanted to see if taking HRT was something that I needed to do, or if it was something that I was doing just because I wanted to and I liked the shape of my body. I mean, it made me feel comfortable, and I felt finally comfortable in the body that I was in, but I didn't know what would happen if I went off the hormones, what would happen to my body, and what would happen to my sense of well-being. Turns out, I don't really like myself on testosterone. So I went back on hormones February 1st, so I've been on them now for just over 4 months, and my body finally started returning to the shape that I consider normal, which is, you know, slightly curvier at the hips and with breasts, because those had almost gone away completely, just in the 4 weeks when I wasn't on hormones. And the irony is that as my body became more feminine, my outlook was becoming more masculine. I was definitely more in boy mode for most of the spring, and it's starting finally to swing back the other direction. So I don't know what it's going to look like, you know, going forward, but for me the flip is really more of a matter of, like, just this sort of slow realization that I'm less and less comfortable with people reading me as male. Even if that's sort of default presentation that I'm making, you know, if I'm just in like jeans and a t-shirt or something, if they read me as a boy, it's starting to become something that chafes and feels a little uncomfortable. Whereas before, it was totally fine. And today, we had to go to the auto shop, or the auto parts store for like 4 different things. We made like 4 trips today. And I got read female at every single one of them. And that was totally cool. Like, I totally felt normal and, acknowledged and, what's the other A word? Affirmed, you know, in how I was not necessarily even making any effort to present that way, just how I was being read made me, you know, feel good. And, you know, I've just had a very, you know, sort of girly feeling day, and I've been working on a car for the last 5 hours. So, you know, there's no telling what's going to cause me to flip or feel a certain way or identify a very particular way. So the flip is really just sort of this slow realization that how I see myself in the world has changed, and that I want the world to see me like this. So I start putting forth the effort to push a certain presentation, and it begins to feel less like a performance, because there are times in boy mode where I need to present female, whether it's because I'm going out with friends who primarily identify me as female, or certain expectations, social or otherwise, and it feels a bit like a performance if I'm not feeling female, you know. And while I'm in sort of girl mode, which is really kind of my default these days, it feels a lot more like performance to present male, like especially at work, where I have to go, you know, 9 hours a day and not give anybody the impression that I'm not a guy or anything like that. So, you know, it's this weird balancing act, and I wish I had some kind of signal that would tell me, you know, a flip is coming, or switch is coming, and you need to get ready to change your outlook and the way that you're interacting with people. But you know, there isn't any. I just sort of have to learn to pay attention to myself. I've been trying to, but it's not always easy. So that's that. That's what a switch feels like for me. So I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and post this. So, you know, here I am, mostly ready. I have to go fix my eyeliner because it is impossible to do it backwards in a camera. Please feel free to send me some emails, and you can do that at brin@bygender.net or through YouTube. Send me a note up here on YouTube. And somebody said, you know, I don't know if you check your YouTube messages often. The fact is I do. I check them all the time. I just don't always have the time to respond because there's been so much going on. So if it's something that needs to be responded to privately, I will respond to you. It just may not be immediate. But you can send me an email, like I said, send me a YouTube message. Go to Formspring if you want to ask me something anonymously. It's formspring.me/brinconvenient. And then join the forums and come create a journal. I hope that's everything. Oh, God. Yeah, so stay tuned because I got contacted a little bit ago. I can't tell you by whom or for what, but it's really cool, and I can't wait to share it with everyone, but I can't just yet, which, you know, is kind of a stupid thing to do. Like, oh, I want to tell you something, but I can't. But I'm just really excited about it, and I want you guys to be too. So as soon as I get the go-ahead to say anything, I will absolutely tell you. That's it. I gotta go. All right. Love you.